Sclerotinia was quite severe last year, basically due to prolonged wet and humid conditions that made the disease really aggressive last year. And if the disease is left uncontrolled, it can cause from 20 up to 50% yield loss. Currently, growers manage this disease using a range of practices, such as they avoid sowing close to last year's paddocks which were affected by Sclerotinia, and more important than that, they avoid sowing into paddocks that have a history of Sclerotinia, and they can also use fungicide spray applications if the risk of disease is moderate to high. There are several products with different actives registered at the moment for Sclerotinia control in WA. These products are which contain Iprodyon, prothioconazole and tebuconazole, prosimidone. The first line of defense against Sclerotinia for growers can use is to avoid sowing into the paddocks which have a history of Sclerotinia. They should also avoid sowing close to the paddocks which had history of Sclerotinia in the previous 2 years, and also they need to use fungicide application if the risk of disease is moderate to high. We've been working on a GRDC funded national project to manage Sclerotinia in Western Australia. Over the last few years, we've been actually looking at different timings of fungicide application and also 1 spray versus 2 spray program. So the trial data for the last years suggests that in a normal season, when you have normal rainfall events, under those circumstances, 1 well-timed spray application is all what you need to control Sclerotinia. But if the season is extended, as we experienced last year with continuous wet conditions during flowering, under those circumstances, 2 spray applications are really economical, and they ensure better disease control as well. The ideal timing in that circumstance is to spray your crop between 30 and 50% bloom. So if the disease does happen late in the season, for example, if the spore release is delayed due to lack of rain during early flowering period, under those circumstances you can still spray your crop at 50%, and beyond that up to 3 weeks after 50%. That can also give you an economic response to control this disease. If you have conducive conditions before and after the initiation of flowering, surely our trial data suggests that you will definitely get an economic response from well-timed single application if the conditions or rainfall events are normal. But in the case of extended rainfall conditions, surely you need to have 2 spray applications to get the best economic response of fungicide applications. We are looking at some other alternative means of controlling this disease, mainly because we want to reduce our reliance on fungicide usage. So to investigate that, we've been looking at widening row spacing in combination with lower plant densities. But unfortunately, what we have found that none of these practices were really effective in reducing the disease levels. So basically, the fungicide application is still required in order to ameliorate losses from Sclerotinia. In 2017, we will be mainly focusing on investigating time of sowing and fungicide interactions in different environments of Western Australia. We will also continue to fine-tune the timing of fungicide application, especially in the southern regions, because we don't have much data for growers in that region. And also my major emphasis will be to validate the environmental factors that we identified in our previous research, if they are accurate and they are applicable in a range of environmental conditions of Western Australia.